What if archaeologists just uncovered an ancient Egyptian city so mysterious it could rewrite human history itself? A city buried beneath the desert for thousands of years. Hidden structures, strange artifacts, and discoveries scientists still cannot fully explain. For centuries, the sands of Egypt have concealed secrets from the modern world. Lost tombs, hidden temples, forgotten pyramids swallowed by the desert. But now, archaeologists may have uncovered one of the most important discoveries in modern history. An entire ancient Egyptian city hidden beneath the sands. And according to researchers, this city is unlike anything they expected to find. The discovery began during a routine excavation near one of Egypt's ancient regions. At first, scientists believed they were investigating ordinary ruins buried beneath layers of sand and debris. But as excavation teams dug deeper, massive stone walls began emerging from the desert floor. Then came streets, buildings, storage chambers, and enormous foundations stretching far beyond the original excavation zone. What researchers uncovered wasn't a small settlement. It was a lost city, a city that had remained hidden for thousands of years, almost perfectly preserved beneath the desert sands. And the deeper archaeologists explored, the stranger the discovery became. Some structures appeared surprisingly advanced for their supposed age. Walls aligned with incredible precision, massive stone blocks carefully fitted together, complex drainage systems, and signs of urban planning far beyond what researchers expected. This wasn't random construction. It was organized, engineered, designed by people possessing remarkable knowledge and skill. Naturally, scientists were stunned, because discoveries like this challenge long-held assumptions about the ancient world. Most people imagine ancient civilizations as primitive societies slowly developing basic technology over time. But cities like this reveal something very different. Sophisticated architecture, advanced organization, large-scale construction, and evidence of a civilization already highly developed thousands of years ago. But perhaps the biggest mystery is why the city vanished. Because according to initial evidence, the city appears to have been abandoned suddenly. Some buildings remained partially intact, artifacts were left behind, and certain areas looked almost frozen in time, as if something forced the inhabitants to leave unexpectedly. That possibility has triggered intense debate among archaeologists and historians. Some believe environmental collapse may have destroyed the city. Others suspect political conflict, invasion, or disease. But alternative researchers have proposed far more mysterious theories, because strange anomalies continue appearing throughout the excavation. Underground tunnels, sealed chambers, unusual carvings, and artifacts researchers are still struggling to fully interpret. Some discoveries seem connected to religious rituals. Others appear strangely technological in design. And naturally, theories surrounding lost knowledge and forgotten civilizations quickly followed. Now, mainstream scientists strongly reject sensational claims involving advanced ancient technology or extraterrestrials. But even they admit this discovery is historically extraordinary, because every new layer uncovered beneath the sand reveals more complexity than anyone expected. And perhaps the most shocking part is the city's age. Preliminary studies suggest part of the settlement may be significantly older than surrounding structures nearby, meaning the city could date back closer to the earliest periods of Egyptian civilization itself, possibly even earlier. If confirmed, this would force historians to reconsider how quickly advanced civilization developed in ancient Egypt, because cities of this scale require immense organization, skilled labor, engineering knowledge, agriculture, trade, leadership, and long-term planning. Civilization at a remarkably advanced level. But the mysteries don't end there. Modern scanning equipment has already revealed possible hidden structures still buried beneath the site. Entire sections of the city may remain underground, completely unexplored. And some researchers believe the most important discoveries haven't been uncovered yet. Imagine what may still lie buried beneath the desert. Hidden temples, ancient records, forgotten knowledge preserved beneath the sand for thousands of years. Because history has shown us something remarkable. The deeper we dig into Egypt, the stranger the past becomes. And this newly discovered city may only be the beginning. The deeper archaeologists explored the lost Egyptian city, the more disturbing the discovery became. Because beneath the streets and ruins, they uncovered something nobody expected to find. At first glance, the buried city looked like an extraordinary archaeological discovery. Ancient homes, stone roads, collapsed temples hidden beneath centuries of sand. But as excavation teams continued uncovering more of the site, they realized this was no ordinary ancient settlement. The city was enormous, far larger than researchers originally believed, and beneath its surface lay an entire underground world. Hidden passageways began appearing beneath buildings. Narrow tunnels stretched deep underground. Some corridors led to sealed chambers untouched for thousands of years. Others disappeared into darkness beneath layers of collapsed stone. The deeper scientists explored, the stranger the structures became. Certain underground chambers appeared carefully engineered rather than naturally carved. Walls were remarkably smooth. Stone blocks fit together with astonishing precision. And some rooms displayed strange acoustic properties where even whispers echoed unnaturally through the corridors. Researchers immediately became fascinated, because underground construction on this scale would have required advanced planning, organization, and engineering knowledge, especially for such an ancient civilization. But the greatest mystery came from the artifacts discovered inside the sealed chambers. Excavation teams uncovered unusual carvings unlike many commonly seen in later Egyptian sites. Some symbols appeared connected to astronomy. Others showed strange figures descending from the sky. And several inscriptions remained difficult for researchers to fully interpret. Naturally, theories exploded across the internet. Some people claimed the city proved the existence of a forgotten civilization older than Egypt itself. Others believed the underground chambers may have been used for secret rituals, hidden knowledge, or even scientific purposes. Now, mainstream archaeologists remain cautious. They warn against sensational conclusions. But even experts admit this discovery is extraordinary, because many parts of the city appear surprisingly advanced for their supposed age. Complex drainage systems, massive storage facilities, sophisticated stone construction, and evidence of organized urban planning far beyond what historians expected from early settlements. It was not primitive, it was highly developed. And then came another shocking discovery. Modern scanning technology revealed additional hidden voids deeper beneath the site. Entire sections of the underground complex may still remain completely sealed, unexplored chambers hidden beneath layers of stone and sand, and no one knows what may still be waiting inside them. Imagine untouched rooms preserved for thousands of years, ancient scrolls, artifacts, or discoveries capable of rewriting human history itself. Because every new layer uncovered beneath Egypt seems to raise the same terrifying possibility. How much of the ancient world still remains hidden underground? Some researchers now believe Egypt may contain entire buried cities still undiscovered beneath the desert sands. Civilizations lost beneath time, forgotten by history, and this newly discovered city may only be one piece of a much larger puzzle. But perhaps the strangest part of all is the city's sudden disappearance. Evidence suggests the settlement may have been abandoned rapidly. Certain tools and objects were left behind. Construction projects appear unfinished, and some structures show signs of sudden collapse, as if the inhabitants vanished unexpectedly. But why? That question has become one of the biggest mysteries surrounding the site. Some scientists believe environmental changes may have forced people to leave. Ancient droughts, flooding, or shifting trade routes could have destroyed the city's survival. Others believe political conflict or invasion may have played a role. But alternative theorists have proposed far darker explanations. Some believe the city was connected to a forgotten civilization wiped out by catastrophe long before recorded history. A civilization whose knowledge survived only in fragments through ancient Egypt. And while such theories remain controversial, discoveries like this continue fueling debate for one simple reason. The mysteries keep growing. Because the deeper archaeologists dig beneath Egypt, the less complete our understanding of history becomes. And perhaps the most unsettling realization is this. There may be far more hidden beneath the sand than we ever imagined. Entire structures, entire cities, entire chapters of human history still waiting to be discovered. But things are about to become even stranger. What if the lost Egyptian city didn't just contain ruins, but evidence of knowledge humanity was never supposed to remember? Because some discoveries inside the city are forcing researchers to question everything they thought they knew about ancient civilization. As archaeologists continued excavating the buried city, one thing became impossible to ignore. This civilization was far more sophisticated than anyone expected. The deeper researchers explored, the more evidence they found of advanced planning and remarkable engineering. Perfectly aligned streets, massive stone foundations, complex underground systems, and structures carefully designed around astronomical events. Some buildings appeared aligned with the rising of specific stars. Others matched solar patterns with astonishing accuracy. This wasn't random construction. It required deep knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. And that's exactly what began troubling historians. Because according to the standard timeline of history, civilizations as old were not supposed to possess such advanced understanding. Yet once again, Egypt was refusing to follow the rules. And then came the artifacts. Inside several underground chambers, researchers discovered unusual objects and carvings unlike anything they expected. Some symbols resembled constellations. Others showed mysterious figures surrounded by strange circular patterns. And certain carvings appeared almost technological in appearance. Naturally, theories exploded online. Some claimed the city preserved forgotten scientific knowledge from a lost civilization older than Egypt itself. Others believed the symbols represented sacred teachings passed down through generations. But perhaps the most controversial theory involved the stars. Because throughout ancient Egypt, astronomy played a massive role in religion and architecture. The pyramids aligned with celestial directions. Ancient temples tracked solar cycles. And many Egyptian texts describe the heavens with extraordinary detail. Some researchers now wonder if the newly discovered city was connected to an ancient astronomical network far older than previously believed. A civilization obsessed with the sky. A civilization studying the cosmos long before recorded history officially began. And perhaps the strangest part is this. The same patterns appear all around the world. Ancient cultures separated by oceans somehow shared similar astronomical knowledge. The Maya, the Sumerians, the builders of Punku. Even ancient sites in Europe and Asia show alignment connected to stars and planetary cycles. How? How did civilizations thousands of miles apart possess such advanced understanding of the heavens? Mainstream historians argue humans independently developed astronomy over time. And that explanation may be true. But alternative researchers believe something else connects these ancient cultures. A forgotten source of knowledge, possibly from a civilization destroyed long ago. And according to some theories, the buried Egyptian city may be one of the missing links, because several underground chambers appear intentionally designed for secrecy. Hidden rooms sealed behind stone walls, passageways leading nowhere, and strange symbols repeated throughout the site, almost as if certain knowledge was meant to remain hidden, protected, preserved, waiting for the future. But from whom and why? Those questions continue haunting researchers studying the site today. Because every discovery seems to create even deeper mysteries, especially when modern scanning technology keeps detecting additional structures still buried underground. Entire sections of the city remain inaccessible, completely sealed beneath the desert, and scientists still don't know how large the underground complex truly is. Imagine what could still be hidden there. Ancient records, lost technology, evidence capable of rewriting the entire story of civilization itself. Because if the city truly predates much of known Egyptian history, then historians may eventually face a terrifying possibility. Human civilization could be far older than we realize, and perhaps ancient Egypt inherited knowledge from survivors of an even earlier world. A civilization erased by time, catastrophe, or something history no longer remembers. Now, mainstream archaeology rejects many of these extreme theories. There is no direct proof of lost super-civilizations or advanced ancient technology. But there's one problem no one can ignore. The discoveries keep coming. And the deeper scientists dig beneath Egypt, the stranger the story becomes. But the mystery is about to turn even darker. What could make an entire ancient city disappear beneath the sands of Egypt? Because whatever happened here was powerful enough to erase a civilization from history itself. As researchers studied the ruins, they discovered signs that the city may have been abandoned suddenly. Collapsed structures, buried streets, artifacts left behind as if people vanished without warning. Some scientists believe environmental disaster may have destroyed the settlement. Others suspect war, famine, or political collapse. But alternative researchers think something far more mysterious happened. Because hidden beneath the city are sealed underground chambers still unexplored today. And modern scans continue detecting strange structures buried even deeper beneath the sand, almost as if the city was hiding something important, something never meant to be found. What if this ancient Egyptian city was never supposed to be found? Because the deeper scientists investigate the ruins buried beneath the sand, the more it feels like history itself has been hiding something. For centuries, the deserts of Egypt kept this city hidden from the modern world, buried beneath layers of sand, forgotten by history, untouched for thousands of years. And yet now that archaeologists have finally uncovered it, the discovery is raising questions far bigger than anyone expected. Questions about the true origins of civilization itself. Because the city does not fit neatly into the timeline we've been taught. The precision of its construction, the complexity of its underground chambers, the advanced planning visible in its streets and architecture, all of it suggests a civilization far more sophisticated than historians once believed possible for its age. And perhaps the most unsettling mystery of all is this. Why was it lost? Why did an entire city vanish beneath the sands of Egypt? Some researchers believe climate change may have destroyed the settlement. Thousands of years ago, parts of Egypt looked very different than they do today. Ancient river systems flowed across areas now completely barren. Rainfall patterns shifted. Deserts expanded. Entire populations were forced to migrate. It's possible the city slowly died as the environment around it collapsed. But others believe the evidence suggests something far more sudden. Some structures appear abandoned rapidly. Artifacts remain where they were left. Certain underground chambers were deliberately sealed, and portions of the city seem almost frozen in time, as if the inhabitants disappeared unexpectedly. That possibility has fueled countless theories: war, disease, political collapse, or perhaps some catastrophe history no longer remembers. And then come the more controversial theories. Theories involving forgotten civilizations older than Egypt itself. Because some alternative researchers believe the city may not have been built by the Egyptians alone. Instead, they think the Egyptians inherited knowledge from an earlier civilization already ancient by the time the pharaohs rose to power. A civilization erased from history, one destroyed by catastrophe long before recorded history officially began. Now, mainstream archaeology strongly rejects these claims. There is no direct proof of a lost super-civilization. But even mainstream scientists admit there are enormous gaps in humanity's understanding of the ancient world, especially before written records existed. And discoveries like this continue revealing something deeply unsettling. Ancient civilizations may have been far more advanced than we imagined. The engineering, the astronomy, the underground structures, the mathematical precision. Again and again, ancient Egypt challenges the limits of what historians thought early humans could achieve. And perhaps that's why discoveries like this fascinate the entire world, because they force us to confront a terrifying possibility. What if human history is incomplete? What if entire civilizations rose and fell before our recorded timeline even began? What if the pyramids, temples, and buried cities of Egypt are not the beginning of civilization, but the surviving echoes of something far older? That possibility changes everything. Because if humanity has already forgotten one advanced civilization before, then history may be far more fragile than we realize. And perhaps the sands of Egypt are still hiding countless secrets waiting to be uncovered. Hidden cities, sealed chambers, ancient knowledge buried beneath the desert for thousands of years. Maybe this newly discovered city is only the beginning. Maybe beneath Egypt lies an entire forgotten world. A world erased from history, but never truly gone. Subscribe to Mystery of the Ancients and join us as we uncover the secrets buried beneath time itself. Because the deeper we dig into ancient history, the more impossible the truth becomes.